Alright guys, hope everyone is good. Welcome back to the channel and our Arsenal series. This is episode 4 and it's time to don the yellow tie as it's transfer deadline day. If you like the content, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, then subscribe and turn on the notifications. You can also follow the Sheeds Gaming Facebook page, the link is in the description below, that way you'll stay up to date with the latest news. In this episode, we're also going to have our first match of the season against Daniel Farke's Norwich. So make sure you watch to the end of the episode for that. Alright guys, let's go. In the last video, we finished off pre-season and made our first loan signing of the window in the form of Marcus Llorente from Atletico Madrid. We were also left with an injury crisis at wing-back. The first piece of news of the day is that Real Madrid are interested in Aubameyang. He is aging, but I'm not yet interested in selling him due to the fact that I haven't yet found a suitable replacement. So we're going to tell them that they will need to make it a really good offer for us to consider selling. With 8 hours to go in the window, we have 6 deadline day deals completed. Watford picked up a new wing-back, Southampton picked up a new full-back, Stoke picked up a new midfield playmaker. Norwich have been very busy with 3 deadline day deals of Marshall Smeltzer from Dortmund, Andre Almeida from Vitoria and Barley Mumba from Sunderland. And here is our deadline day signing, Thierry Carrera from Valencia. It's another loan deal, so we're only going to be spending on wages. We've negotiated an optional future fee of £15.5 million if we want to make the deal permanent, subject to the player contract negotiations. This was a bit of a no-brainer for me, as we needed cover in both left and right back positions, and I didn't want to make a permanent signing until we see how Cedric performs, as we can sign him on a free transfer as his current contract with Southampton is expiring. So with this deal we get the time to make up our minds. Carrera is naturally right-footed but has a reasonable left foot. He gets forward whenever possible, which will suit our tactics. I'm very happy to get this deal done. We've been looking at options since Kolasinac got injured and our scout reports were particularly good on Carrera. He got a rating of 77 from our chief scout. With 6 hours left until the deadline, 10 deals have been completed, with a total deadline day spend of £47 million. In addition to our deal for Carrera, Liverpool have picked up Alex Telles from Porto for £34.5 million. Bournemouth have added Rasmus Falk, and Norwich have added another player in Loic Nigo for £1.4 million. We've been asked if we're planning on loaning out Eddie Nketiah, but we're going to say no, as I feel he will get enough match time remaining at the club, and we've been linked with a defender who I've never heard of, so we're going to squash that rumour straight away. With 2 hours left until the deadline, 13 deals have been completed. The last 3 were all loans. We've been asked about a loan signing of Llorente, and we're going to say we think he can do great things. We've also been asked about Liverpool's signing of Alex Telles, and I think he's a very good signing for them. Finally, we've been asked about lack of funds, which is a bit misleading, as I think they forget that we've just spent £72 million on Pepe. And that's the 5 PM deadline. So in total there were 13 deadline day deals with a total spend of £47 million, with Liverpool splashing the cash on Alex Telles for just under £35 million. We only brought in one loan signing on deadline day, and that was to help us with our injury crisis at wing-back. Thierry Carrera joined us with an optional fee arranged on a 10 grand per week contract. I'm pleased that in this window we've brought in Marcus Llorente in addition to Carrera. We're 5th in the wage expenditure charts for the Premier League on £2.8 million per week. If possible, I do want to try and reduce this a little, as we're well ahead of 6th place Everton, and I want to reduce our monthly costs to help our financial situation. We've been asked if we wanted to bring in any other players on deadline day, and we're going to say no, as I don't think we really needed to strengthen in any other area. We're going to confirm our squad registration for the upcoming season, and we're going to jump into our opening match press conference. We're going to be as positive as possible and say our owner has the best interest of the club at heart, as we want to build a good relationship with him. Aubameyang is going to be a key part of our team this season. I'm confident we can get the win against Norwich. We're going to try and sort out a deal for Fabio Carvalho, as he has impressed in training, but I'm not sure it's going to be possible. We won't disrespect any opponent, as the Premier League is a league where there are no easy matches. Paul Pogba has been transfer listed, but I don't want to comment on any other team's players. I have a team in mind for the first game, but I intend to use a full squad throughout the season, as we'll need to rotate to keep things fresh. I'm not going to put pressure on a youngster, and I don't want to talk about contracts in a pre-match press conference. I think we could win the league. We have a good balanced squad. With some good performances, we can beat anyone in this league. That's the end of the press conference, and we've had a good reaction from the players. For the Norwich game, we're going with Lacazette up top, Aubameyang and Pepe on the wings, Xhaka and Torreira as Mazzala and box-to-box midfielder, Llorente as our deep line playmaker, Maitland-Niles as our left back, Murray and Lewis in the centre of defence, a new signing Carrera as our right back, and Leno in goal. So we're facing Daniel Farkas Norwich. He's ambitious and prefers to use a vertical tiki-taka system with a 4-2-3-1 wide formation, so we know what to expect. Hopefully we'll be able to exploit the fact that there'll be no defensive midfielder. He tends to use zonal marking for set pieces and uses counter-attacks, so we should expect a direct style with a few long balls. Lewis and Murray's aerial ability is pretty good, so hopefully we'll win those aerial engagements. His team will look for underlaps, work the ball into the box and play out a defence. This may slow the counter-attacks down a little and force them through the middle of the pitch. I think we may need to go with a narrow defensive width to counter their narrow attacking play. They're also going to use intense pressing, so we may be able to pass around them, but could up the tempo a little. It looks like they're going to be using a deep line forward. This should mean he'll sit in front of our defenders. We may be able to use our defensive midfielder to cut off passes into him. Although he has the player trait that tries to beat the offside trap, so he may try and run in behind the defence. If we see this happening, we may need to drop the defensive line so there's not the space behind them for him to run into. It looks as though an attacking midfielder will be supporting the attacks, so we may need to get our box-to-box midfielder to track him. He has the player traits of a playmaker with good attributes to back this up. We're going to have to watch out for those through balls. They could use an inside forward on the left, so I think we're definitely going to want to play with a narrow defensive width. Both fullbacks like to get forward. Hopefully this will give us some space to exploit in behind them. Finally, the deep line playmaker doesn't have the greatest playmaker attributes. Maybe we can cut off the supply to the forward players here if we close down quickly and are aggressive with our tackling. So let's make that defensive width narrower. Then we can hand over to our assistant for the tactical briefing. We had to swap out Pepe for Saka, as I forgot he was involved in the under-23 game. We're going to assign Carrera, number 32, and we're going to jump into the first game of the season. We're going to be passionate, and we're going to tell them they should be winning this match. We need to be careful of this long ball over the top due to Timo Pukki's preferred move to try and beat the offside trap. Although, they're playing him as a deep line forward, so he isn't really looking for the ball in behind the defence. I want to change Lacazette to a deep line forward to try to exploit the space in front of their defence. Lacazette puts in a good tackle. He lays off Xhaka, who shoots 1-0 to the Arsenal. What a good finish from Xhaka. Orba wins the ball on the edge of the box, lays off Lacazette, who shoots 2-0. Really good finish from Lacazette, similar to Xhaka's. Oh, Auber hits the post. Really should have scored from there. Lacazette should have done better with that one. Xhaka should have buried that one. Alright guys, so that's half time. We've been very effective with the ball. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more possession, but I'm happy that we're converting the possession to shots, and half of them have been on target. I'm going to tell the team we're happy with the performance so far. Saka has struggled in the first half, so we're going to ask him to stay wider to try and stretch the play a little. We're also going to ask him to hold the ball up, so he's got more time to find a good ball or a cross. We're an hour into the game now, and Saka's performance hasn't increased, so we're going to bring Ozil on to replace him. We're going to play Ozil as an advanced playmaker in the right wing role. We're going to bring Cedric on to replace Maitland-Niles, and we're going to switch Cedric with Carrera. Time for another change. We're going to bring Dani Ceballos on to replace Lucas Torreira. Aubameyang's got the ball, dribbles past one, he lets fly, and what a goal that is for 3-0. Alright guys, so that's full time. We had plenty of shots. Not too happy with the possession stat, but 3-0 is a good victory to kick off the campaign. Let's tell the boys it was a good win. Xhaka picked up the Man of the Match award, so we're going to tell him we were pleased with his performance. You can see on the heat map how narrow our team actually was, and how most of our attacks went through the inside left position. They tried to exploit the space out wide, but didn't have the quality to turn that into an advantage. Here's the rest of the results from the opening day of the Premier League. And that's going to wrap things up, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, as there's going to be plenty more content coming. Until next time, stay safe and I'll see you soon.